Have you ever dreamed of becoming a doctor? The medical school process can be a little overwhelming, but thousands of students do it every year and you can do it too. Let this video help you take your first steps, and medical school is a very intense and difficult feat, but with a lot of focus, study skills and determination, you can be successful in your pursuit of becoming a doctor. Number 1, find which learning methods work best for you. Even though you already have a few years of college education under your belt, the medical school will be a very different challenge. Using the same study skills you used through your earlier undergraduate years may not suffice anymore. You may need to experiment with different studying methods and see which works best for you as a medical student. Make sure you are learning and studying actively rather than passively. Active learning requires you to ask questions about the material you are learning. You might consider, what about this section of material is important? How do I fit this piece in with the larger picture of what I'm studying? What is the exact meaning of this? Passive learning, on the other hand, might entail simply rereading notes or going through the textbook with a highlighter. Try listening to recorded lectures a second time on your phone while working out at the gym, or while doing chores around the house. Success in medical school is often tied to how much time can be devoted to learning a topic, and trying hard consistently. Number 2. Develop more effective approaches to studying. In addition to better understanding your own learning methods, you also need to work on studying smarter and more effectively. Use lectures, textbooks, and notes in varying ways until you find the way that works best for you. Pay special attention to the diagrams and figures in your textbooks. These are great visual representations of the reading, and understanding these images can be crucial to getting a full understanding of the concepts. This is quite important that you correlate concepts and structures in the anatomy atlas. Use textbooks as a reference point when going over lecture notes or handouts. If you are having trouble understanding something from class, use the textbook to clarify things. Spend time each day writing a brief summary of your lectures. Make sure you understand the key points that your professor wanted you to take away from it. Tests in medical school are going to be a lot more in-depth and more complicated, and they are often cumulative. Studying steadily over the course of the week will be more effective. Stay organized. Medical school is notable for an exceedingly large amount of information to be learned, and at times much of the information will seem unrelated. You will need to constantly integrate information between textbooks, lecture notes, labs, and lecture slides that do not always consistently integrate in real time. Number 3. Try tutoring. Either end of the tutoring equation can be helpful. You can gain insight and experience from being tutored just as well as doing the tutoring yourself. If your school has a tutoring center, visit it and see what kind of opportunities exist there. Tutoring and study groups serve a great purpose during medical school, as they can help you remember that you are not going through this difficult process all alone. There are other students just like you, and just having that support group can help ease some of the pressure and stress. Number 4. Attend class consistently. You may have already learned this lesson as an undergraduate student. In medical school especially, attendance has a great deal of influence on the level of success a student can achieve. If you are not present to learn the material through instruction, your success will most definitely begin to diminish. Number 5. Set a schedule for schoolwork. Try to schedule your all-time both before and after each class to preview and look back over notes and material for that class. You won't want to schedule all time to study for a test right before bed when you are likely to be tired and ready to sleep. Schedule these difficult or challenging things first, and then plan to do less taxing things later on, and the last important steps to acknowledge about the future, while you're busy working on your grades, extracurricular activities and internships. You also need to keep in mind about upcoming requirements and deadlines that are a part of the medical school applications process. There are 2 factors to consider when deciding on the timing of your medical college admission test: whether you plan to take the exam more than once, and how prepared you feel. If you think you might want to take the test more than once, plan to make your first attempt before May 1st. This will give you plenty of time to get your scores and make a decision about retesting. Most people do not plan on taking the exam multiple times, and some argue that it will hurt your chances. Like all things in life, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right the first time. Schools will see your scores from all your attempts, and a great score the second time around does not mean as much as doing it the first time. What about you this topic? Let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get new videos. Thanks for watching.